The Lanterns of the Cemetery. Chapter 1, The Arrival. Ravenshill slept under a veil of mist and memory. It was a village the world had almost forgotten, its streets paved with leaves, its roofs worn by centuries of rain. Every year, as October waned, the townspeople prepared for Halloween as if trying to wake the ghosts they secretly missed. That autumn, a stranger arrived. Her name was Leah Marchand, 28, a restorer of old paintings, a woman who believed in patience, light, and silence. She had come from Paris, leaving behind the noise of unfinished love and unanswered calls, seeking the calm of solitude and art. Her work was simple in theory: restore a collection of portraits discovered in the Blackwood Manor, a sprawling Gothic house perched on the hill above the village. But the locals avoided the place. They said time stopped there. They said voices whispered when no one was near. Leah, practical and modern, smiled at such stories. Yet when she first saw the manor, its black spires reaching into the fog, its windows like watching eyes, a quiet unease settled in her heart. Chapter 2, The Portrait. Inside the manor, rooms slept under sheets of dust. The air smelled of cedar, ink, and something else, the scent of things remembered too long. In a makeshift studio, Leah unwrapped one of the canvases. Her brush trembled slightly as the layers of grime revealed a man's face beneath. Gabriel Blackwood. A name carved in gold on a brass plate below. He was young, perhaps 30, with dark hair and eyes that seemed too alive for a man dead more than a century. His gaze was tender, sorrowful, almost expectant. Leah caught herself staring. Something about his expression felt familiar, like the echo of a dream half remembered. "You've been staring for 10 minutes, she whispered to herself. "He's just paint and oil." But when she turned off the lamp that night, the room breathed differently. And a whisper brushed the air. "You came back." She froze. The sound was soft, intimate, as if someone had spoken beside her ear. And when she turned the light back on, she could have sworn the man in the portrait was smiling. Chapter 3, The Dreams. That night, Leah dreamed of a ballroom bathed in candlelight. The walls shimmered with gold, music drifted through the air, and she was dancing. Her dress brushing the marble floor, her laughter echoing softly. A man held her close. Dark hair. Eyes like constellations. "Gabriel. You finally found me," he murmured. "Found you? I don't even know you." "Not anymore," he said sadly. "But you once did. When you were Elise." Leah gasped, and the dream dissolved into smoke. She awoke before dawn, heart racing, the name Elise clinging to her lips. The portrait stood across the room, the man's gaze unwavering. For a fleeting second, she thought his reflection moved in the mirror behind her. Chapter 4, The Ball of Shadows. The villagers adored spectacle. So when the long-abandoned manor reopened for its annual Halloween masquerade, they came in droves, wearing masks and secrets. Leah wasn't planning to attend, but curiosity gnawed at her. She chose a black dress, simple yet elegant, and a silver mask that glimmered like frost. The ballroom was alive, violins singing, chandeliers burning like stars. And yet, beneath the music, she felt something deeper, older. The air shimmered, charged with memory. Then a voice behind her, low, velvet, familiar. "May I have this dance?" She turned. He stood there, the same face from the portrait, only living, breathing. "Gabriel." She hesitated. "You can't be, names don't matter tonight," he said. "Only truth." They danced. Time folded in on itself. The laughter and music faded until only their footsteps remained. His hand was warm, impossibly real. "Why do you look at me like that?" she whispered. "Because I've waited for you longer than you can imagine." He slipped a small silver pendant into her hand, shaped like a key. "When midnight comes, follow where the lanterns sleep. You'll understand. And before she could speak again, he was gone. As if he'd never been there at all. Chapter 5, The Lantern Path. Outside, the fog swallowed the road. Leia followed the old stone path beyond the gates of the manor, her heels echoing softly. The moon was thin, pale as breath. She felt drawn forward, not by reason, but by something older, deeper. Something her soul remembered even if her mind did not. The forest opened onto the Ravenshill Cemetery. Its iron gates groaned as she pushed them open. Lanterns hung from the trees, long extinguished, until one flickered to life. Then another. And another. A path of light leading her between tombs. She stopped before a cracked gravestone, the name barely visible. Elise Blackwood, 1870 to 1893. Her fingers trembled as she traced the letters. She used the pendant's key to open a small hollow in the stone. Inside lay a silver box, tarnished with age. When she lifted the lid, a folded letter and a ring gleamed inside. My dearest Gabriel, if souls can wander, let ours find each other again when the lanterns burn anew beneath the Halloween moon. The air shifted. Lanterns blazed all around her. And a voice, familiar, tender, aching, spoke behind her. You kept your promise, Vi, the ghost of the past. She turned. Gabriel stood among the lights, translucent, luminous, his eyes filled with centuries of longing. You're real, she whispered. Only because you remembered me. He reached out, his fingers hovering near her cheek but never touching. When you died, Elise, I made a vow to wait until your soul returned. But love bound me to the shadows. I could neither live nor die. Until tonight. Tears welled in her eyes. Why me? Why bring me here? Because you are her. You always were. Each lifetime, I found you, and each time, you slipped away. But now the curse ends. Unless. He looked at her with sorrow too deep for words. Unless you choose to stay. Stay. With you. Between worlds. Neither living nor dead. You'd never grow old. Never forget. But you'd never walk among the living again. Silence fell, only the sound of the wind sighing through the trees. The lantern light danced across his face, revealing the fragility of hope. Leah's voice trembled. And if I say no? Then I'll fade at dawn. And you'll wake, free. But you'll remember me. That's the cost. Chapter 7, The Choice. She stepped closer. For the first time, she noticed how warm his presence felt, like the echo of sunlight on her skin. He smiled, a sad, human smile. You've lived so many lives without me, he said. But in each one, you've carried a piece of this, of us. I don't want to lose you again, she whispered. Then don't. Remember me, and I'll never be gone. She reached out, and this time, her hand met his. The world brightened, burning with gold and silver. Images flashed before her eyes, a waltz in another century, a vow whispered by candlelight, a kiss beneath falling leaves. Her memories, her past lives, blooming like forgotten roses. But she understood. Love was not meant to cage. It was meant to free. She let his hand slip away. Goodbye, Gabriel. No, he said softly. Not goodbye. Just. Until the light. He smiled once more, and the lanterns flickered, then went out. The night fell silent. Chapter 8, Dawn. Leia awoke in her bed, heart aching with a sweetness she couldn't name. The silver box lay on her nightstand, open. Inside, the same ring, gleaming faintly, impossibly. Beside it, a note in elegant script. Thank you, Elise. You've given me peace. Now live, for both of us. She pressed the paper to her heart and closed her eyes. Outside, the morning sun rose over Ravenshill, cutting through the mist. For the first time, the manor on the hill looked peaceful, almost alive again. Years later, children would whisper stories about her, the woman who spoke to ghosts, the restorer who fell in love with a painting. And every Halloween night, the villagers still claimed to see the lanterns of the cemetery glowing on their own, forming two figures intertwined in the mist. And sometimes, beneath the moonlight, a woman with long dark hair can be seen walking between the tombs, a lantern in her hand. Her eyes lifted toward the stars, as if searching for someone she already found.